How's you going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's workshop. You know I love it when you drop in the shop, eh? So thanks a lot. Today I've got kind of an interesting project on my snowblower that I put on the back of my tractor, and also the logging winch that I built there last summer. I have a winch controller mounted on the back wall of the cab so I can run the winch, whether it be on the snowblower for the chute rotation or whether it's on the logging winch. I just plug them into the back of the tractor. Anyways, it's not very convenient running that winch because the start-stop station for the winch is on the back wall of the cab, and sometimes it's hard to get at. You know, you got to twist around, or you're standing outside trying to push it. But anyway, my son Derek gave me a remote control to operate the winch, so I don't have to be in the cab to run it. I can be up to 300 feet away and run either the rotation of the chute or the logging winch, whichever you prefer, whatever's plugged in, right? So that's what we're up to today. I have a remote control from my external winch connection, and we're going to try to hook that up today. So inside the cab of the tractor, this is my controller. It's just a simple little push button, and takes quite a bit of pressure to push on it. So in the wintertime, kind of it hurts my finger. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this winch controller out of there. We're going to save that wiring, of course, but we're going to take this controller out. We're going to replace it with a remote control one. So these are the pieces and parts I'm going to be using. First of all, there's the remote control box itself. There's 4 leads on it, plus this blue wire is an antenna. So I've taken some time already to identify these leads. So there's a plus and a minus lead, and then there's an in and an out lead. So we're going to wire those up. This is the remote control for the unit. And then there's this, it's a 4-post reversing solenoid, I guess you call it. This is the common terminal, and the battery connects on here. You energize this tab to this post, and that'll make it run one way. This tab to this post make it run the other way. Okay, here in the cab I'm planning on mounting my 4-pole relay solenoid device right here on the back panel. I'd like to have that covered with something, so that I don't have bare conductor terminals exposed. So what I did, I was looking around for different things I could use, and I found this plastic box. Now it's just an old plastic box we had filing cards in, and I'd like to put that box right on there so it's big enough, wide enough, and deep enough to cover the relay unit. So that's going to go on right there. However, how am I going to mount that? I know that I can mount the relay unit right on here, just drill a couple of holes, but how am I going to mount that on there? Well, that presented a little bit of a problem. Come on over to the table, I'll show you what I come up with. I have some metal tubing that I was thinking I could put a couple of screws through the side of the box into the metal tubing, and that would hold that side nice and straight there, as you can see. And then I can screw through the cab back wall into the metal tubing to hold it. So what I've done is I've taken this plastic box that I found. I put a piece of square tubing down here and one on each corner. I didn't want to make this one go all the way down, even though that would have made that side come out nice and straight, because I wanted to make sure I had plenty of clearance in here for my terminals on the relay, right? But what I'm going to get ready to do now is I have to drill a couple of holes to secure it here and here, and then I'll locate where these holes are, because I want to mount this through the back of the tractor cab. So I want to locate this box, something like this. But I have to make sure I took the plexiglass out of this side panel, so I have to make sure I have room in there for it. So I have to leave it back off the wall a little bit. And I might like to locate it, I don't know, somewhere around like that. So I think that's given me plenty of room in there. So I've got my drill driver here with some self-tapping screws. There's the screws. They self-drill and tap. I'm going to put this in to try to locate the box, and then take some measurements to do the other side. So let's try this. All right. How's that look? How'd I do, Sam? Not bad, eh? I think it's going to be all right. Now what I should be able to do is take this off, take some measurements, and find out where to put my holes on the other side, right? So now that it's on there, I'll take it off. Okay, so now I'm going to take some measurements from these holes over to determine where I should drill to find this tubing, this piece of tubing here. So what I have to do now is locate this relay on the back plane here of the cab so that it doesn't interfere with this box, especially because on the inside of the box I've got these metal pieces, right? So we don't want those contacting the posts of this relay. So how was I going to do that? Well, clever me, I struggled like you wouldn't believe to find these 4 locations for the screws that go into the box here and hold the box in place. But I did find those eventually, and the box is on there. It was pretty good, I thought. So then I just took a piece of paper and cut it the width, the dimension of the box, marked out where those holes were, and then put it on there, put the screws back in, and then put that on the board. And then I laid out these marks where the relay will be mounted. And I also marked here, blocked out where those square tubings are going to be. So it looks like if I mount the relay right there and right there, everything should fit in there good. I marked the holes here, so I'm going to mark them with my center punch now. Now I'm going to get a drill and drill out some holes there, because I'm going to put through bolts in that with a nut and bolt on it to secure this to the wall. So I'll do that. Okay, so I have my clearance drill here to drill these out. So we're going to put the bolt through the back, and then our relay is going to hang off of that. Put that on there, and then the same for the bottom. Alright, after a lot of agony and fussing and farting, I finally got my box mounted on here. I didn't video it because it was well, it was painful to do. But anyway, I've got it mounted with bolts, those self-tapping, not bolts, those self-tapping sheet metal screws through the back of the cab panel here. So it's good and secure. So now this is the feed here to the relay, so I have to make an entry into the box at the bottom. And then this is the feed going out to my whatever the attachment is. So I need to make access for that wiring as well. Alright, so I drilled myself about a, I don't know, ½ hole there in the bottom of the box. So these are the power feed wires here coming into the controller. Right here. So we'll put those in there. I know those are the power in because this is the plus 12 line, this is minus 12, and I still have voltage on that. That's why I put that cover on it. And then this cable here, this is the one that goes out to whatever the load's going to be, so I'll pass that through this hole as well. Hopefully, to get them all in there. These 2 leads here are going to go out to the load. I think they're long enough. So these ones go on the 2 terminals here marked load. These are the supply. So one is going to go on the B+ terminal here and on the common. I might just put the negative one on right now just so that it won't be flopping around. Now I want to put this on here just to keep it away from anything because I don't want it touching ground. Alright, so here's the remote control unit, and we're going to mount that just in this box here. So I put a little piece of Velcro on the back of it, and I'm going to put a piece of Velcro in the box somewhere just to keep it from flopping around. Okay, we're going to put the positive on here. Now we'll put the minus one on here. The yellow wire is for in, so I'm going to put the in one on the reverse connector, and these are just slip-on stake-ons. And then the white is the out, so that's going to go up here. That'll be easy one to get on. Just a quick test. I take my remote control unit here and I'll turn that on, and then we should hear this contactor pick up. Yes, sir. Nice, eh? It's going to work. I drilled a hole in this box, and passed my wires through that, but that's turning out to be a pain. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut this, make it a notch, not just a hole. Alright, so I cut that notch out just like that. But now what I can do is I can just get those wires all tidied up and just slip them in there. It's going to be a lot easier. I got some Velcro here. I'm just going to, it's got sticky tape on it. Just set it in there in the top of the box. And now my remote controller can stick to that. And that's going to keep it from flopping around in the box, right? I think that's going to work good. What do you think? Okay. One other thing I want to do is I'm going to get a tie wrap. I'm going to tidy all these wires up together, make a bundle right here. So I got my tie wraps on here, and my remote is attached there with the Velcro. So now this box should just go on here, like so. Fish my wires through this cutout at the bottom, and then all I need to do is secure the box with some screws at the back. So the box is in place. The wires are coming out the hole. Now all I'll have to do is fish those wires back around here, tidy them up a little bit. Okay, taking some time now, and I put some wire loom around the cables, just fitting those back in here. So it looks like that one's going to clip in there. Okay, I'll have to put another clip up here. All right, so there it is. It's all installed. I got my wire loom in here, put some clips on it. I put my tool caddy back in the corner. The remote, we turn the remote on. Relay picks up both directions, so that's good. Now the next problem is, where do I put this? Back here at the back end of the tractor, I've got the snowblower lined up here. It's not hooked up yet because I still have a little bit of service to do on the snowblower. But this auger motor turns the chute, and when I have my back blade and logging winch on, then I have a winch motor that runs the logging winch. And at the back of my tractor right here, I have my 12-volt outlet attachment plug, and here's the cable going to the winch motor. So we just connect those together. There we go, and then we take our handy dandy remote control unit, make sure that's turned on, and not bad, eh? When you turn it off, nothing happens. So, success! I like it. How do you like that? A remote control now for my attachments that go in the back. Well, the snowblower mainly, but the logging winch is sure going to come in handy for that. So I'd like to thank Derek for giving me that gift there of the remote control. It's going to work good. A little bit of fuss and fighting trying to get her installed there, trying to get the holes lined up to put that box on the back of the cab the way I did. Made that kind of more complicated than I needed to. But anyways, it's installed there. It's kind of out of the way, and it's you know, neat and practical, and it works. So thumbs up me, leave me some comments, tell me what you think. Is the remote control the lazy man's attachment on a tractor? Let me know. Take care, folks. Sure hope you have a great week. We'll talk to you.